and remain standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh. Give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Admission of lawyers. Hayley Eileen Adams.
May it please the court, I move that Hayley Eileen Adams be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Hayley Eileen Adams be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jad Al Masri.
May it please the court, I move that Jad Al Masri be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jad Al Masri be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Michelle Araji.
May it please the court, I move that Michelle Araja be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Michelle Are be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jack David Burns.
May it please the court, I move that Jack David Burns be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jack David Burns be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sarah Jane Shu Jing Chia.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Jane Shujing Chia be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sarah Jane Shujing Chia be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sophie Ann Cotton.
May it please the court, I move that Sophie Ann Cotton be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sophie Ann Cotton be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lisa Lee DiPiero.
May it please the court, I move that Lisa Lee De Piero be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lisa Lee DiPiero be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jasmine Daliwa.
May it please the court, I move that Jasmine Daliwal be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jasmine Daliwal be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tobias Hoa Trung Ding.
May it please the court, I move that Tobias Y. Trung Din be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Tobias Y. Trung Din be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rigby Harrison Dowland.
May it please the court, I move that Rigby Harrison Dowland be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rigby Harrison Dowland be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alexandra Duckett.
May it please the court, I move that Alexandra Duckett be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alexandra Duckett be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Samantha Ann Forrester.
May it please the court, I move that Samantha Ann Forrester be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Samantha Ann Forrester be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Matthew James Gillis.
May it please the court, I move that Matthew James Gillis be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Matthew James Gillis be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Elise Joy Gooley.
May it please the court, I move that Elise Joy Gooley be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Elise Joy Gooley be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jacinta Danielle Grace.
May it please the court, I move that Jacinta Danielle Grace be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jacinta Danielle Grace be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nathan Todd Gray.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Nathan Todd Gray, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nathan Todd Gray be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emily Rose Griffith.
May it please the court, I move that Emily Rose Griffith be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emily Rose Griffith be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Andrew John Wesley Haynes.
May it please the court, I move that Andrew John Wesley Haynes be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Andrew John Wesley Haynes be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Angela Francis Hearn.
If the court pleases, I move that Angela Francis Hearn be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Angela Francis Hearn be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mehmet Ermak.
May it please the court, I move that Mehmet Ermak
be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Mehmet Ermak be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Chloe Stephanie Johnston.
May it please the court, I move that Chloe Stephanie Johnston be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Chloe Stephanie Johnston be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hope Louise Jonkers.
May it please the court, I move that Hope Louise Jonkers be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
Let Hope Louise Jonkers be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Matthew James King.
May it please the court, I move that Matthew James King be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Matthew James King be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hugh Huntley Knox.
May it please the court, I move that Hugh Huntley Knox be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Hugh Huntley Knox be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Olga Micah Macon.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter, Olga Micah Macon, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Olga Micah Macon be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yaju May.
May it please the court, I move that Yishe May be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yishe May be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Amanda Yangji Peng.
May it please the court, I move that Amanda Yangshi Peng be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Amanda Yangshi Peng be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Caitlin Joan Poetsky.
May it please the court, I move that Caitlin Joan Poetsky be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Caitlin Joan Poetsky be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Edwina Krista Powell Hodges.
May it please the court, I move that Edwina Krista Powell Hodges be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Edwina Krista Powell Hodges be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jonathan Michael Arud Reddy.
May it please the court, I move that Jonathan Michael Reddy be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jonathan Michael Anirudh Reddy be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Bianca Claire Ritchie.
May it please the court, I move that my wife, Bianca Claire Ritchie, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Bianca Claire Ritchie be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Natasha Catherine Robinson.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter Natasha Catherine Robinson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Natasha Catherine Robinson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jun Ha Ru.
May it please the court, I move that Jun Ha Ru be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jun Ha Ru be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Abninderjit Singh Saini.
May it please the court, I move that Abdinder Jit Singh Saini be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Apindarit Jin Singh Saini be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Christine Chianu Ann.
May it please the court, I move that Christine Chun An be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Christine Chun Han be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Christel Mari Santos.
May it please the court, I move that my sister, Christelle Marie Santos, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Christelle Marie Santos be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sarah Sarabi.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Sarabi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sarah Sarabi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Joel Peter Sebastian.
May it please the court, I move that Joel Peter Sebastian be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Joel Peter Sebastian be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mursal Shinwari.
May it please the court, I move that Mursal Shinwali be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Mursal Shinwari be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Dean Mark Sigmund.
May it please the court, I move that Dean Mark Sigmund be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Dean Mark Sigmund be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Paulina Shriku.
May it please the court, I move that Paulina Shriku be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Paulina Shriku be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Aurelias Alexander Diapatira Tito.
May it please the court, I move that Aurelius Alexander Diomputera Tirto be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Aurelius Alexander Dion Patera Tito be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Frankie Trimboli.
May it please the court, I move that Frankie Trimboli be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Frankie Trimboli be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nicholas William van der Hoven.
May it please the court, I move that Nicholas William van der Hoeven be admitted as a legal practitioner of this honourable court.
Let Nicholas William van der Hoven be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sarah Carolyn Vanderfield.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter, Sarah Caroline Vanderfield, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sarah Carolyn Vanderfield be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Niyati Verma.
May it please the court, I move that Niyati Verma be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Niyati Verma be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Harry James Vijayaskaran.
May it please the court, I move that Harry James B.J. Sakaran is moved as lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Harry James V.J. Sakaran be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Naomi Lisa Vera von Sneff.
May it please the court, I move that Naomi Ilse Vera von Senf be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Naomi Ilse Vera von Senf be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zoe Walker.
May it please the court, I move that Zoe Ann Walker be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Zoe Ann Walker be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yu Wan.
May it please the court, I move that Yu Wan be admitted as lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yu Wan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Xiaonan Wang.
May it please the court, I move that Chownan Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Xiaonan Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nancy Wen.
Have a mover.
May it please the court, I move that Nancy Wen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nancy Wen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Holly Elizabeth Warred.
May it please the court, I move that my sister, Holly Elizabeth Warren, be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
Let Holly Elizabeth Warren be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
James Wu.
May it please the court, I move that James Wu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let James Wu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jaja Yang.
May it please the court, I move that Jaja Yang Ling. May it please the court, I move that Jaja Yang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jaja Yang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zhang Yi.
May it please the court, I move that Chung Wei be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Zheng Ye be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Josephine Yuan.
May it please the court, I move that Josephine Yuan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Josephine Yuan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kevin Hui Zhao.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Kevin Hui Zhao, be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Let Kevin Hui Zhao be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Navina Zivkov.
May it please the court, I move that Navina Zivkov be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Navina Zivkov be admitted as a lawyer of this court. Now be necessary for those whose admission has just been moved to, when and as directed by Mr. Rishnikov, stand for the purposes of swearing an oath or making an affirmation and declaration. So please stand when and as directed.
Would rows 1 and 2 please stand? Hayley Eileen Adams, Jad Almazri, Michelle Araji, Jack David Burns, Sarah Jane Zhu Jing Chia, Sophie Ann Cotton, Lisa Lee DePiro, Jasmine Dhaliwal, Tobias Hoa Trung Din, Rigby Harrison Dowland, Alexandra Duckett, Samantha Ann Forrester, Matthew James Gillis, Elise Joy Gooley, Jacinta Daniel Grace, Nathan Todd Gray. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Thank you. Please be seated. Would rows 3 and 4 please stand? Emily Rose Griffith, Andrew John Wesley Haynes, Angela Frances Hearn, Mehmet Ermak, Chloe Stephanie Johnston, Hope Louise Jonkers, Matthew James King, Hugh Huntley Knox, Olga Micah Macon, Ishur May, Amanda Yangji Penn, Caitlin Joan Poetsky, Edwina Krista Powell Hodges, Jonathan Michael Anirudh Reddy, Bianca Claire Ritchie, Natasha Catherine Robinson, Jun Ha Roo, Abnijit Singh Saini, Christine Sheon Ann. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? I do. Please take a seat. Would row 5 in front of me please stand? Christel Mari Santos, Sarah Sarabi, Joel Peter Sebastian, Mercel Shinwari, Dean Mark Sigmund, Paulina Shrikyu, Aurelius Alexander Diapatiro Tito, Frankie Trimboli, Nicholas William van der Hoven, Sarah Carolyn Vanderfield, Niyati Verma. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Thank you. Please be seated. Would rows 6 and 7 please stand? Harry James Vijaynaskaran, Naomi Lisa Vera Fonchef, Zoe Ann Walker, Yu Wan, Xiaonan Wang, Nancy Wen, Holly Elizabeth Warad, James Wu, Jaja Yang, Chung Wei, Josephine Yan, Kevin Hui Zhao, Navina Zivkov. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Thank you. Please be seated.
Well, may I warmly welcome you all to this, the Banco Court, the ceremonial court of the Supreme Court of New South Wales. Present with me, sitting with me on the bench this afternoon, is to my right, Justice Payne, a judge of the Court of Appeal, and to my left, Justice Williams, a judge of the Equity Division of the court. Together, we constitute the court that has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you to practice this afternoon. We've done so in this courtroom, which sits on the land for which the Gadigal of the Eora Nation have cared and been custodians for thousands of years, and the court pays its sincere respects to elders past and present and extends those respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Also acknowledged, sitting with us on the bench to my far left is His Honour Judge Katsanos, SC of the District Court of New South Wales, and I'm very pleased that you've been able to join us this afternoon. To all of the newly admitted lawyers, welcome to the legal profession. This afternoon, today, is one for great celebration of your achievements. We up here know how hard you've all had to work to reach this important milestone. And I'm also very pleased to welcome those with you today or watching on the live stream. For many of you, the support of your family and friends will have been invaluable. For many of them, the endurance of your finely polished or developing skills of argument and persuasion may now be at an end, or maybe not. But whatever the case, I'm sure that they are all immensely proud of you, and I encourage you to take time to thank them. Depending on how good an advocate you are, you might even convince them to shout you drinks or dinner. In being admitted as a lawyer of this court, as you have just been, you join an honourable and ancient profession with the tradition or custom of advocates swearing an oath on admission to practice dating back to the 12th century. And this court first admitted lawyers in 1824. And so it was that in May of this year, the court to which you've all just been admitted celebrated its 200th anniversary. It is, you might be surprised to learn, one of the oldest continuing courts in the world, and that is something of which we, and I hope now you, are immensely proud. Please take time after the ceremony to have a look at the history wall outside the courtroom, the photographs of our bicentennial sitting, and the new Supreme Court gallery to get a taste of the court's rich history. You're also a very fortunate cohort. After this ceremony, when you move to the lobby of the court to sign the roll and receive your certificate of admission, you'll also be presented with a copy of the court's recently published bicentenary history entitled Constant Guardian, Changing Times, a history of the Supreme Court of New South Wales 1824 to 24 as a memento of your admission in this bicentennial year. I do hope that you take time to read and enjoy it. It's 400 or so pages with lots of rich illustrations, a wealth of fascinating information in it about the court to which you have just been admitted. In celebrating the court's bicentenary, we also celebrated and continue to celebrate 200 years of the rule of law in New South Wales. This ceremony is attended by unique but important formalities, including the fact that each of your admissions has been moved by someone who is already a member of the legal profession, and that you have each made a formal oath or affirmation in the presence of your family and peers, and also before senior judges of the court. They and we are all therefore witnesses to the serious promises and undertakings each of you have made this afternoon. The law touches all aspects, every part of our society, and it can and will lead you all in many different directions and career paths. But in whatever direction you head, you must always remember that the oath or affirmation you have just made is a serious one, is a continuing one, and deserves solemn regard. So that whether you work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, a Crown Law Office, the Aboriginal Legal Service for legal aid, or a government department or agency, or indeed in an entirely different field, you should always be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice. And you must strive at all times to uphold these cardinal values. Now, you see from portraits of former Chief Justices which hang on the walls of this courtroom that we up here on the bench are wearing the same robes, in some cases literally, as have been worn by our predecessors, particularly Justice Payne's. You may be wondering why, after 200 years, we still wear these robes on ceremonial occasions. I can tell you that it's not because they're particularly comfortable, which they're not. But we do so for quite important symbolic reasons. First, they serve to highlight the continuity of the rule of law in New South Wales. Although importantly, the judges wearing the robes are now drawn from an increasingly diverse pool. Some 43% of all judicial officers in New South Wales are now female. There are over 600 women at the bar, including the president of the Bar Association, and women make up more than 2/3 of the solicitors in this state under the age of 35. That is a radical change from the time when we all commenced practice, which I like to think was not all that long ago. As to the second symbolic reason for continuing to wear these ceremonial robes is that they operate to distinguish the judiciary as the third arm of government and separate from the executive and the legislature. And having a strong, independent and independently recognisable judiciary is a very important aspect of the rule of law, which should never be taken for granted. Now, notwithstanding the formality and tradition attending this ceremony, the life of the law is dynamic. Not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. The pandemic prompted a radical shift in the use of technology in our courtrooms, and the advent of AI brings with it both opportunities and challenges with which the legal profession and the courts are and will continue to grapple. But while the increased use of technology offers a number of advantages, it's my firm view that the practice of the law has human nature and human interaction at its core. An essential part of being a good lawyer is understanding people and their problems, how others react to different situations, perform under pressure, and deal with each other. An individual who is in need of your services as a lawyer will in many cases be an individual facing some kind of great personal challenge or crisis affecting his or her liberty, property, family, personal well-being, or health or financial position. There's therefore a need to deliver legal services not only competently, of course, but always with courtesy, integrity, and sensitivity to the circumstances of the matter. That requires a human being with emotional and not artificial intelligence. The need for human engagement by lawyers with those needing legal assistance is also a powerful reason why there should be strong representation of lawyers from the many different backgrounds which comprise our cosmopolitan community. That very much includes Indigenous lawyers, of whom there are not enough. Diverse representation amongst solicitors, advocates and judges assists in ensuring that all people who become involved in our justice system can, and feel that they can, be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a system reflective of our broader community and a judiciary educated in and sensitive to the many different cultural strands which contribute to the fabric of our society. The admission ceremonies on which I have sat over the years, including this ceremony, highlight that there is a far greater diversity of background amongst junior lawyers than when I commenced practice. That's a very good thing, and leaders of the profession and of the judiciary are working hard to foster inclusiveness and diversity. That in turn builds trust in and respect not only for the judiciary and the legal profession, but ultimately for the rule of law. Now let me, late on a Friday afternoon, offer just a little bit of professional and personal advice. As a lawyer, you will often need to make difficult ethical decisions, of course. You must use the tools you have developed to think critically and not compromise on your fundamental duties to the court and the administration of justice. At various points in your career, you may make mistakes, some minor, some more serious. We all make mistakes from time to time if we are honest with ourselves. But when you do make mistakes, your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the administration of justice means that you must take responsibility, correct what you can, and learn from those errors. Now, aspects of the law, especially if you're involved in the litigation side of practice, can be confrontational. But the practice of the law is stressful and demanding enough without personal antagonism or animus between practitioners adding to the load, as regrettably sometimes occurs. So it's essential that you maintain your detachment, balance and good humour at all times when dealing with your colleagues, including those with whom you negotiate or against whom you litigate, remembering at all times that you are now members of a profession, not a business. It's a very important distinction which is central to being a lawyer. Another thing you should remember is that the best advocates can and do make their point simply and succinctly, something you may be beginning to doubt. Often, though, less is more. Some of the most experienced lawyers and judges could also use that reminder from time to time, and I don't wholly exclude myself from that observation. But for a non-lawyer, law is often incomprehensible at worst or complex at best. One of your roles as a lawyer will be to make the law accessible to others. So strive to be clear and concise at all times in both what you write and in what you say. To do so, very importantly, facilitates access to justice, helping people understand their rights and obligations in a clear, intelligible manner. In the practice of the law, your physical and mental health are both also extremely important, something we're far more conscious of today than some decades ago. There may, and I dare say will be, times when you might feel a little overwhelmed, burnt out, or even distressed. Legal practice can be all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. Now, so I say that is often because lawyers, well-motivated lawyers, want to go the extra mile for their clients. They want to make sure the brief is fully prepared, the case is argued, the advice is comprehensive, etc. And all of that is admirable, but you do have to be careful it doesn't become all-consuming. So you must not only work hard, of course, but work hard to keep your balance and keep your eye out to ensure that your colleagues do as well. If you do get overwhelmed by it, as we frankly all do from time to time, perhaps especially at this time of the year, try to take a step back and recapture some perspective. You should also remember, or know if you don't already, that the law is a highly collegiate profession. In that context, I'm now going to call on a young representative of the New South Wales Bar Association, Dr. Townsend, to offer some brief words of congratulations and welcome on behalf, I think, of the Bar and the Law Society of New South Wales. Dr. Townsend, do you move?
May it please the Court, I begin by respectfully joining in Your Honour's acknowledgement of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, their elders past and present, and other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, including members of those peoples who may be present here today. My name is David Townsend, and I have been practising for 4 years at the Bar, predominantly in commercial law, equity and class actions. I also mention the appearance of the Solicitors of New South Wales. Admittees, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association and the Law Society of New South Wales, I welcome you to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and importantly to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of solicitors and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The Bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and all backgrounds. Admittees, the person who walked into this courtroom today is not the same as the one who will walk out. You entered as a student at law, but you will leave as a lawyer, an officer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, one of the oldest institutions of justice in the country, and as the Chief Justice has remarked, one of the oldest continuous courts in the world. It is an honour to be a lawyer, and in my case, a barrister. Along with the government, the police, the judiciary, and others, lawyers are the columns upon which the whole edifice of the rule of law is built. I am proud, as I hope you will be too, to be a member of the legal profession. As a barrister, I get to work with intelligent people, many of them my opponents, to use reason, common sense, and humanity to help the court to arrive at solutions to difficult problems of law. It's a serious responsibility, and it can be quite a challenge at times, but it is very satisfying to know that I can help my clients by giving advice and by appearing and speaking for them in courts like this one. As a barrister, in fact, I sometimes feel that I have, in Theodore Roosevelt's words, won what is far and away the best prize that life offers, the chance to work hard at work worth doing. Many come to the bar after several years' practice as a solicitor first. There is great value in learning to litigate as a solicitor before taking on the role of being a barrister. However, you should not assume that there is some sort of set path to the bar. I, for instance, came with more experience as an academic than as a solicitor and more overseas than in Australia. In fact, in my career before the bar, I've been at various times a volunteer zookeeper and a leader of luxury wine tours in Italy. And let me tell you, knowing how to manage a 400-pound gorilla has proven to be more useful at the bar than you might have expected. On commencing as a barrister, I found myself actively welcomed by my colleagues, including my more senior colleagues, and wonderfully supported by my tutors and my fellows at the bar, many of whom have become close and genuine friends. In fact, through coming to the bar, I even ended up meeting my wife, whose admission I moved in this court 1 year ago. In fact, 1 year, 5 days, and 7 hours ago, to be precise. I found that the experiences that I brought to the bar were valued by my colleagues. And I have found that my own professional life is enriched by the diversity of backgrounds and experiences of my fellows at the bar. If this sounds like your kind of place, I would encourage you to consider joining the New South Wales Bar too. I think you might enjoy it. If you're interested in coming to the bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at its website. And each year there is a Career at the Bar Open Day. In your first year of practice, as what's called a reader, you receive particular assistance from 2 barristers of at least 7 years seniority who will meet with you weekly, review your work and teach you practical and professional skills. But the support that you will receive is not limited to those 2 barristers. In fact, the bar is renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers. There are also opportunities to become involved in the work of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is the professional body that supports barristers and has a range of committees, including a new barristers committee, of which I'm one of the co-chairs this year, which organises social and educational functions for 0 to 5-year barristers like me, and a diversity and equality committee, which promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association, to attract the best persons to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual orientation. Whether as a solicitor or a barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the work of the Law Society or the Bar Association and to use your skills to assist your community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others your profession. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association and the Law Society of New South Wales, I welcome you to the legal profession and I congratulate you on your admission today as a lawyer of this honourable court. May it please the court.
Thank you. Can I say this to you all in closing? The law is a wonderful profession. It's stimulating, it's challenging, it's satisfying, and it's populated by intelligent, committed and dynamic people such as yourselves. You should be proud to be a lawyer, proud of your achievements to date, and proud of the profession you have just joined. It is a very important profession that underpins stability and cohesion in our community. And you are now a very important part of that very important profession. So work hard, take pride in your work, look out for your colleagues, contribute to your community, and don't take yourself too seriously. We up here wish you all the very best of luck on the exciting journey that lies ahead and a full and rewarding career. So on behalf of Justice Payne, Justice Williams, and indeed all of our colleagues on the Supreme Court of New South Wales, I once again congratulate you on your admission to practice and welcome you to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.